of sub-Saharan Africa, where commerce meets progress. Welcome to Souq News, your source for business, economy, and development insight that drive nations forward. From the vibrant streets of Lagos, Africa's fastest economic hub, Souq News takes you on a journey of discovery, analyzing and reporting the facts that lay the foundation for growth and development. We don't just report the news, we create it. Souq News is more than a channel. It is a catalyst for change, spotlighting the stories that shape economies, inspire entrepreneurs, and fuel progress. Covering business, finance, technology, energy, and many more, Souq News provides a daily deep dive into the stories that matter, interviews with industry titans, and analysis that empowers your understanding of economic landscape. Join us daily as we dissect, discuss, and deliver the most relevant and factual news on business and the economy. Souq News is your trusted guide, empowering you with the knowledge to make informed decisions. Tafawa Balewa Square, TBS. Tafawa Balewa Square was initially used as a horsing ground called Lagos Race Course. The edifice was constructed by General Yakubu Gowon in 1972 and named after Nigeria's first Prime Minister, Sir Tafawa Balewa. Tafawa Balewa Square is located at 45/57 Mase Bangboshe Street on Lagos Island, Lagos, and referred to as TBS. TBS is a 50,000-seater capacity venue and houses the Remembrance Arcade, the 26-story Independence House, which at a time was the country's tallest building. When Lagos served as the country's seat of government, the National Assembly Complex was within the TBS. Also in the square are the National Broadcasting Commission Office, the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency Office, shopping centers, travel agencies, restaurants, car parking lots, and a bus terminal. Tafawa Balewa Square is adorned with beautiful statues of white horses and red eagles, symbols of strength and dignity. Our historic neighbors include the King's College and the Holy Cross Cathedral. Tafawa Balewa Square hosted some of the country's memorable events, such as the Independence Day in 1960, when Nigeria gained independence from Britain, the Armed Forces Remembrance Day, which is celebrated annually on January 15. The edifice is a national cultural asset. Tafawa Balewa Square, Souq Enlightenment, the heart of sub-Saharan Africa, where commerce meets progress. Welcome to Souq News, your source for business, economy, and development insight that drive nations forward. From the vibrant streets of Lagos, Africa's fastest economic hub, Souq News takes you on a journey of discovery, analyzing and reporting the facts that lay the foundation for growth and development. We don't just report the news, we create it. Souq News is more than a channel. It is a catalyst for change, spotlighting the stories that shape economies, inspire entrepreneurs, and fuel progress. Covering business, finance, technology, energy, and many more, Souq News provides a daily deep dive into the stories that matter, interviews with industry titans, and analysis that empowers your understanding of economic landscape. Join us daily as we dissect, discuss, and deliver the most relevant and factual news on business and the economy. Souq News is your trusted guide, empowering you with the knowledge to make informed decisions.
My name is Dr. Rafiu Oladipo.
My name is Baba Jalal Repega.
I'm Reverend Juliet Benite.
I'm Godi Odidi.
My name is Professor Oladokun Sulaiman Olarawaju.
Souq News is on the ground, loading.
Very enlightening, very educative, and entertaining.
Thank you to Souq News.
So I'm happy that Souq TV has come into existence.
I'm happy to be here in the Souq News.
I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel and keep watching news that makes sense.
As Browning said, one's extension of one's reach should not exceed one's grasp, or what is heaven for. And I think Souq News is doing that.
Africa needs a voice of truth, and Souq News has become one of them. And get ready, get ready, get ready.
And keep watching.
Keep watching Souq News.
Keep watching Souq News. It's a place to be.
Keep watching Souq News.
The heart of sub-Saharan Africa, where commerce meets progress. Welcome to Souq News, your source for business, economy, and development insight that drive nations forward. From the vibrant streets of Lagos, Africa's fastest economic hub, Souq News takes you on a journey of discovery, analyzing and reporting the facts that lay the foundation for growth and development. We don't just report the news, we create it. Souq News is more than a channel. It is a catalyst for change, spotlighting the stories that shape economies, inspire entrepreneurs, and fuel progress. Covering business, finance, technology, energy, and many more, Souq News provides a daily deep dive into the stories that matter, interviews with industry titans, and analysis that empowers your understanding of economic landscape. Join us daily as we dissect, discuss, and deliver the most relevant and factual news on business and the economy. Souq News is your trusted guide, empowering you with the knowledge to make informed decisions.
Good afternoon and welcome to News Hour on Souq News, where we bring you business and developmental stories from various parts of the world. Let's take you through some of the headlines. Nigerian government proposes establishment of mining center of excellence to boost growth sector. Nigeria launches Project 774 local government connectivity across the country. Chinese EV giant BYD introduces new plug-in hybrid sedan with reduced starting price. EU launches formal investigation into TikTok's child protection measures. Details after the break. Thank you for joining us on News Hour on Souq News. I am Lavina Emma. We begin with developmental story from Nigeria. The Nigerian government is set to establish the Nigerian Mining Center of Excellence to address investors' needs in the solid minerals sector. This was revealed by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Solid Minerals and Developmental Steel, Dr. Mrs. Mary Ogbe. According to her, the center will serve as the comprehensive hub, aligning with efforts to revitalize the sector and boost economic growth. It aims to streamline services for investors, optimize the decision support system, and foster international partnerships. She highlighted promoting collaboration among key departments and facilitating knowledge sharing within the mining industry. Also, the center aims to become a pivotal platform for mining investment, overseen by the committee chaired by the Director of Investment Promotion and Minerals Trade Department. As part of efforts to bridge the digital divide, create 300 jobs, and improve public services, the Nigerian government has launched Project 774 local government connectivity to bring internet access to all 774 local governments partnering with satellite and broadband companies. The projects will provide affordable internet and resources for local governments, promoting transparency, economic growth, and citizen engagement. This initiative aligns with the government's agenda and the ministry's plan to stimulate internet demand across the country by connecting public institutions. The government believes this project will unlock opportunities and drive sustainable development through the power of connectivity. Moving on, after undergoing maintenance, the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAN, has reopened runway 18R 36L at Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. Following an 11th-month closure, this reopening alleviates pressure on domestic runways with international traffic now utilizing links 2 and 3 of the runway. Kenya Airways marks the occasion with a landing and water cannon salute. Initially announced for an 8-week maintenance closure in March 2023, the prolonged shutdown disrupted air traffic flow, increased costs for airlines, and caused passenger delays. The managing director of the authority, Olubomi Kuku, noted that the runway now reopened measures 3,900 meters in length and 60 meters in width, citing collaborative efforts with stakeholders and support from aviation authorities. In line with Nigeria's leadership in African local content development, the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, has hosted a 2-day experience sharing session with Mozambique's Empress the Nacional de Hibernito during the 8th Sub-Saharan African International Petroleum Exhibition and Conference in Lagos. Led by the board's Executive Secretary, Engineer Felix Omashola Ogbe, and the company's chairman, Mr. Estavo Rafael, the session, facilitated by Aberdeen Global Strategies and Solutions, focused on fostering indigenous participation and value optimization in hydrocarbons and minerals. Participants delineated revenue generation versus in-country value maximization, stressing the latter's significance for sustainable sector growth. Key parameters discussed included regulatory frameworks, capacity building, funding, research, development, and market access. Recognizing the challenges faced by meter manufacturers amidst the foreign exchange crisis and rising production costs, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, is contemplating an adjustment in prepaid meter prices to ensure sustainability and quality. Embracing market dynamics, the Commission aims to foster a conducive environment for manufacturers while addressing inflationary pressures. Discussions underscore a proactive approach, with manufacturers pausing invoice issuance to DISCOs in anticipation of fair pricing revisions. Although concerns persist regarding meter accessibility, NERC's deliberations signal a commitment to resolving industry challenges and enhancing consumer satisfaction. Rotary, an international non-governmental organization, has organized a 3-day All-Nigeria Rotary Convention, ANRC 2024, which was held on Thursday, February 15, 2024, and lasted till Saturday, February 17, at Lagos Airport Hotel, Ikeja. It was a convergence of distinguished Rotarians across Nigeria, business owners, government officials, and other stakeholders towards the development of Nigeria. On day 2, among the attendees was Deputy Governor Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, who spoke extensively about the quest for collaboration between non-governmental and national development, stating that the biggest challenge is to be able to manage our physical space as a nation.
Quest for collaboration between non-governmental organizations and government on national development. I'm therefore most delighted as I share with you my thoughts on the role that organizations like yours can further play, because you've been playing a majority of a lot of roles. But what can we do better? And what can we do given the current situation around the world? So the biggest challenge is that we have not been able to manage our physical space as a nation. That's the biggest challenge. So it will be great if non-governmental organizations attack these issues, so that without bias, you go to United Kingdom, you go to London, you are going to Heathrow, we all see that expanse of land.
District 911 Governor, Rotary International, Rita Ifeyiwa Ejize, talked about her intention in serving humanity.
For me, is the collaboration, which is what I have looked forward to since before I assumed office as district governor, and now that I'm in office as district governor, I've always looked at collaboration with Lagos State in doing what we do. Now let me tell you, Mr. Governor, Rotary is the biggest and largest NGO in the whole world. We have presence in over 200 countries of the world. Of recent again, Rotary International approved $30 million for 4 countries in Africa to fight malaria, diarrhea, and pneumonia. You know, we have achieved polio, not totally in the world, because it will not be eradicated. We can't beat our chest until it is totally eradicated in the whole world. We still have it in Afghanistan, we have it in Pakistan. Now, just a few months ago, there was another breakout in Mozambique, and there was a breakout in New York. So we must continue to vaccinate in Nigeria so that another breakout will not occur in Nigeria and put all our efforts in vain. See, Rotary started fighting polio since 1985 in the world. That was when Rotary started fighting polio. And we have fought polio all over the world and succeeded, except for 2 countries, which is Afghanistan and Pakistan. Rotary suddenly again came up again in New York and Mozambique. We have free in Nigeria, but we can't beat our chest and say we are totally free until polio is eradicated in the whole world. And that is why we have continued in our efforts to eradicate polio by vaccinating our children through the health centers all over the country and all over the world. And that is how passionate polio is to Rotary, because it's something we have done. We've spent billions of dollars, and people like Bill Gates of this world has partnered with Rotary to achieve this eradication of polio.
Also, from the interviewee, some Rotarians spoke on the club's plan to eradicate polio from the remaining countries in Africa.
3 or 4 principal things that the End Polio Committee wants. One is to raise funds, because it costs money to send the teams out to do immunization. It costs money to buy the vaccine. It costs money to fly the vaccine to every part of the country. So we need to raise funds. 2, we need to create awareness. Part of the creating awareness is wearing our T-shirts, talking to government, and making sure that this plague of polio is still existing. And people should be aware that it's a disease that we want to eradicate, and they shouldn't lie fallow about it. Another way we do is advocacy. We have been advocating to the government, to people in government that matter, Minister of Health, Commissioners of Health, Special Advisors of Health, the Executive Secretaries or Executive Directors of National Primary Health Care Authority and State Primary Health Authority, down to local government.
For Nigeria, yes, polio has been eradicated 4 years ago. Though we still have some variants of the one that are not lethal, the one that doesn't kill. That variant is still available, but it's not lethal. That's the only thing we have in Nigeria as we speak. But we still have polio in some other continents. There are three countries where we still have polio: Afghanistan, Pakistan, and in India. And you know, a case of polio in the world is still a case of polio all over the world. Because only a flight away for one person to infect another person. So until it is over, it's not yet over. Therefore, the same machinery that has been put in place to fight polio to stupor, to reduce it from 100% to 99.9%, the same machinery is still in place as we speak.
Well, of course, you know we have eradicated polio in Nigeria by virtue of that Africa, but we're not yet done because there's still polio in Afghanistan and Pakistan. And until polio is eradicated from the face of the earth, we go nowhere. It's a promise that Rotary has given to the children of the world that we eradicate polio from the world, not just from Nigeria, Africa, from the world. So we are still asking people to bring children out and immunize them, donate money, because we are not yet done. We are only this close, but we're not yet done. We are 99.9%, and we still need that 0.01% to get to the finish line.
And we take more from the Rotary event. Please stay tuned as we bring you this report.
In the heart of sub-Saharan Africa, where commerce meets progress, welcome to Souq News, your source for business, economy, and development insight that drive nations forward. From the vibrant streets of Lagos, Africa's fastest economic hub, Souq News takes you on a journey of discovery, analyzing and reporting the facts that lay the foundation for growth and development. We don't just report the news, we create it. Souq News is more than a channel. It is a catalyst for change, spotlighting the stories that shape economies, inspire entrepreneurs, and fuel progress. Covering business, finance, technology, energy, and many more, Souq News provides a daily deep dive into the stories that matter, interviews with industry titans, and analysis that empowers your understanding of economic landscape. Join us daily as we dissect, discuss, and deliver the most relevant and factual news on business and the economy. Souq News is your trusted guide, empowering you with the knowledge to make informed decisions.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. And we bring you more from the Rotary event. Stay tuned.
Rotary International, known as an international service organization, during its 2024 All Nigeria Rotary Convention held on the 15th of February at Lagos Airport Hotel, Ikeja, with the theme Hope Without Borders, hosted Rotarians from all over the country in the spirit of celebration with one another, and to project the activities of the organization in the past year. While speaking with the guest speaker of the event for Day 3, Managing Director, FBN Securities Limited, Fiona Ahime, she noted that Nigerian capital market is the best in the world, and investment is open to everybody.
For you to invest in the Nigerian capital markets, whether as an individual or as an organization, it depends on what capacity. So you have to first of all have adequate research. You need to understand what exactly you're looking for and what you want to invest in. And we have a very robust research team that's able to assist you to achieve that.
Notable participants also share their thoughts.
Awesome. I find it extremely exciting that I was privileged to be a part of this program. So many things to learn, friendships to make, people to meet, even you're one of them now, becoming my friend. Yeah, those are my takeaways.
The event came to an end with a colorful award ceremony. Lavina Emma, Souq News.
Welcome back. And away from Nigeria, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has announced a staff-level agreement with Ivory Coast for a $1.3 billion program aimed at combating climate change through the fund's Resilience and Sustainability Facility. Highlighting Ivory Coast's vulnerability to climate change, IMF noted challenges such as rising temperatures, rainfall disruptions, and coastal erosion, posing significant threats to economic growth. The program, spanning from 2024 to 2026, focuses on bolstering climate adaptation and mitigation efforts in key sectors like agriculture, transport, infrastructure, and public financial management. Pending approval by the IMF's Executive Board in the upcoming weeks, the agreement reveals collaborative efforts to address pressing environmental concerns while fostering sustainable economic development in Ivory Coast. UAE Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed Rashid Maktoum has announced that Emirates has achieved a record high non-oil trade of $952.93 billion in 2023, marking a 12.6% increase from the previous year. This underscores UAE's ongoing efforts to diversify its economy away from oil dependency. Minister of Foreign Trade Thani Al-Ziyudi highlighted the surpassing of 1 trillion dirham mark in exports of goods and services, setting a new record. Since 2021, the UAE has pursued comprehensive economic partnership agreements to enhance bilateral trade investments and cooperation, contributing to the robust performance of the non-oil sector, which outpaced several GDP growth. He emphasized the resilience of the UAE amid challenges, noting the country's favorable position and adaptability. Expansion in services sector and significant growth in trade with SEPA partners like India and Turkey underscore the UAE's commitment to economic diversification. In a move to accommodate concerns from automakers and the United Auto Workers regarding the feasibility and affordability of electric vehicle technology, the Biden administration is poised to adjust its emission reduction targets, extending the deadline to meet annual emission requirements until 2030. Originally proposed in April 2023, the Environmental Protection Agency's plan aimed for a significant reduction in new vehicle emissions by 2032. However, the revised final regulation, expected next month, will entail a gradual easing of yearly emissions requirements until 2030. Consequently, EVs are anticipated to represent less than 60% of total vehicle production by 2030. Addressing concerns from stakeholders such as the Alliance for Automotive Innovation, currently undergoing interagency review, the EPA aims to ensure that the finalized rule strikes a balance between emission reductions and economic viability, reflecting input from industry representatives and the White House. We take a break and return to the rest of the news. Please stay with us.
My name is Veronica Nkechi Eze.
Charles Abana. My name is Professor Martins Emeje.
Professor Sylvester Odion Akaine.
Keep watching
Souq News TV.
The best news channel online.
It's elevating, it's enlightening, it's educating.
Muhammad Ali found his root in Africa. Rumble in the jungle. I swear the king is humble. Jesse Jackson, O.J. Simpson, this is black history. Andrew Young visit Africa in the late 60s. Legend, Bob Marley make the life different. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X are big names. They fought for black Americans in the old days. We need the same revolution in our own ways. Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Mr. Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre and Eddie Murphy. American prosperity ain't complete with African poverty. It's legendary Idris Abdul Karim, and you are on to Souq News. You don't touch that dial.
The heart of sub-Saharan Africa, where commerce meets progress. Welcome to Souq News, your source for business, economy, and development insight that drive nations forward. From the vibrant streets of Lagos, Africa's fastest economic hub, Souq News takes you on a journey of discovery, analyzing and reporting the facts that lay the foundation for growth and development. We don't just report the news, we create it. Souq News is more than a channel. It is a catalyst for change, spotlighting the stories that shape economies, inspire entrepreneurs, and fuel progress. Covering business, finance, technology, energy, and many more, Souq News provides a daily deep dive into the stories that matter, interviews with industry titans, and analysis that empowers your understanding of economic landscape. Join us daily as we dissect, discuss, and deliver the most relevant and factual news on business and the economy. Souq News is your trusted guide, empowering you with the knowledge to make informed decisions.
Welcome back. I'm glad to know you're still here. Moving ahead, Anglo-Russian mining company Polymetal International has reached an agreement to divest its Russian assets to a Serbian gold miner in a $3.7 billion transaction, factoring in the Russian business debts. The move comes as Polymetal sought to offload its Russian operations following U.S. sanctions imposed in 2023 due to Moscow's military actions in Ukraine. Shifting its domicile to Kazakhstan and listing on the Astana International Exchange last August aimed to facilitate the sale process. The deal involves selling the Russian business to Mangzaya Plus, a division of Sergei Yakovlev's Mangzaya Mining, for approximately $3.69 billion, inclusive of the Russian operations net debt of $2.21 billion. Mangzaya Mining, predominantly active in eastern Siberia since 2011, produced 466,000 ounces of gold last year, compared to Polymetal's 1.23 million gold equivalent in ounces in Russia. Similarly, Chinese electric vehicle leader BYD has unveiled and updated its iteration of plug-in hybrid sedan, the Queen Plus DMI, featuring a lower initial price point as part of its strategy to maintain competitiveness in the global auto markets. Priced at $11,090, the new model reflects a 20% reduction compared to its predecessor. Positioned to rival popular gasoline sedans like Nissan Sylphy and Volkswagen's La Vida, the Queen Plus Hybrid aims to attract consumers with its affordability and environmental-friendly features. This move underscores BYD's commitment to expanding market share and promoting sustainable transportation solutions in China. Despite concerns over fading prospects of rate cuts, Asian shares showcase resilience, with Chinese markets posting modest gains post-holiday. The tech sector, particularly ahead of NVIDIA's earnings report, stood out amidst thin trading during a U.S. market holiday. Although Japan's Nikkei saw a slight dip last week's surge, European futures eased, yet Chinese stocks remained hopeful, aiming to extend pre-holiday gains. Additionally, robust Lunar New Year tourism revenue boosted confidence, even as China's central bank refrained from further rate cuts. While high U.S. inflation tempered rate cuts, expectations analysts foresee potential delays in the easing cycle, influencing futures and bond yields. Despite these fluctuations, tech sector profitability fuels optimism as reflected in Goldman Sachs' upgraded S&P 500 index targets. Indonesia's apex bank, namely Bank Indonesia, says the bank may maintain its key policy rate steady at the upcoming February 20 to 21 meeting, citing subdued inflation and strengthening currency outlook. With Indonesia's inflation rate remaining within the central bank's target range and the rupiah outperforming many peers despite a 1.4% decline against the dollar this year. Analysts foresee the bank retaining its policy stance in the short term. All 30 economists surveyed expect Bank Indonesia to hold its benchmark rate at 6% within the week. Median forecasts projecting stability until least end March. This aligns with the U.S. Federal Reserve's anticipated rate cuts, with economists predicting Bank Indonesia's first rate cut in June, influenced by federal actions. While some economists anticipate rate cuts as early as next quarter, external risks such as the higher than expected U.S. inflation could delay such actions. Following last week's data revealing persistent U.S. inflation, the dollar maintained stability earlier today, delaying expectations for the Federal Reserve's easing cycle commencement. Meanwhile, the yen remained near the crucial $150 threshold, prompting market vigilance towards potential Japanese intervention. In early trading, the yen strengthened slightly to 149.94 per dollar, though it remains down 6% for the year. Against the euro, the yen hovered to a 3-month low of 161.925. Similarly, Ministry of Finance officials has issued warnings against rapid currency movements, hinting at possible intervention, while market analysts anticipate a test of last year's low of 152 per dollar. The dollar index started the week marginally lower at 104.14, following 5 consecutive weeks of gains, reflecting traders' adjusted expectations for a delayed federal rate cut. Lastly, the European Commission has initiated formal proceedings against ByteDance TikTok under the Digital Services Act, DSA, to assess its efforts in safeguarding children. The EU Commissioner, Thierry Breton, noted that protecting minors is a primary focus of the Digital Services Act, highlighting TikTok's significant reach among children and teenagers. This investigation follows the recent scrutiny faced by Elon Musk's social media platform X under the Act. If TikTok is found to have violated DSA regulations, it could incur fines of up to 6% of its global turnover, signaling the Commission's commitment to enforcing online safety measures. And that will be all. Many thanks for joining us on News Hour. Until next time, I am Lavina Emma. Thank you for watching. Do stay tuned to our continuous programs on Souq News.